Connected life in the digital age. In today's world, our lives are intertwined with digital technology in ways we could never have imagined just a few decades ago. Today, social networks are everywhere. They have become an integral part of our daily routines, influencing how we communicate, work, and even think. We use them to connect with friends, share news, and build communities. These platforms have transformed the way we interact, making it easier to stay in touch with loved ones and meet new people from around the globe. It's hard to imagine life without them. Our smartphones and computers have become extensions of ourselves, essential tools for navigating the complexities of modern life. But where did this all begin? The journey to our current digital landscape started with humble beginnings. How did we get from isolated individuals to a world woven together by digital threads? The evolution of the internet and social media has been rapid and transformative. The answer, surprisingly, lies in the not-so-distant past with a website called 6degrees.com. This pioneering platform laid the groundwork for the social networks we use today. Launched in 1997, 6 Degrees was the brainchild of Andrew Weinreich. His vision was to create a space where people could connect and interact in a digital environment. It was a simple concept based on the 6 degrees of separation theory. The idea that everyone is connected to everyone else by a chain of no more than 6 acquaintances. This theory suggested that the world was much smaller than we thought. Weinreich believed that computers could map these connections and create a digital space for people to interact. This idea was revolutionary at the time and set the stage for the development of modern social media platforms that have since become a central part of our lives. 6 Degrees of Separation, a digital introduction. 6 Degrees was unlike anything that came before it. It allowed users to create profiles, list their interests, and connect with friends. You could send messages, browse profiles, and even see how you were connected to other users. It was basic by today's standards, but revolutionary for its time. Imagine a world without Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. The internet was a very different place in 1997. Most people connected through dial-up modems, and the thought of sharing your life online was novel, even strange. Yet, 6 Degrees tapped into a fundamental human desire, the need to connect. Rise and fall. A timeline of 6 Degrees, the world's first social network. Launched in 1997, 6 Degrees gained traction quickly, amassing over 1 million users within a short span of time. It was featured in magazines and newspapers, hailed as the future of communication and a revolutionary way to connect with others. But its success was short-lived as the initial excitement began to wane. By the early 2000s, 6 Degrees had begun to decline, struggling to maintain its user base. Several factors contributed to its downfall, including limited internet access, lack of critical mass, and the challenges of early internet technology. The dot-com bubble burst also played a significant role, leading to a loss of investor confidence and financial instability. People weren't quite ready to embrace social networking on such a large scale, and the concept was ahead of its time. The technology was also limiting, with slow internet speeds and clunky interfaces making the user experience frustrating. Slow-loading websites and the cumbersome nature of early computers added to the frustration, deterring users from staying engaged. By 2001, 6 Degrees had shut down, unable to sustain itself in the rapidly evolving digital landscape. The world's first social network was no more, but it paved the way for future platforms that would eventually change the way we connect and communicate. Section 4, Seeds of Change, How 6 Degrees Shaped the Future. The story of 6 Degrees is a cautionary tale of early innovation, but it's also a story of lasting impact. 6 Degrees may have failed, but it planted the seeds for a social media revolution. It proved that people craved online connections, and it provided a blueprint for future platforms. Think of the features we take for granted today: profiles, friend requests, news feeds. These were all pioneered by 6 Degrees. It was the first social network to successfully implement these features, paving the way for giants like Facebook, MySpace, and Twitter. Section 5. Friend requests from the past. Features we recognize today. Imagine logging onto Facebook and seeing a friend request. Now imagine that this simple action was once groundbreaking. 6 Degrees was the first to introduce the concept of friending. It allowed users to connect with people they knew, sending a request that had to be accepted. This seemingly small feature revolutionized online interaction. It moved away from anonymous chat rooms and message boards, creating a space where people could connect with their real-life social circles. This laid the foundation for the social graphs that power today's social networks. Section 6. The network effect. More than just connections. 6 Degrees also demonstrated the power of the network effect. This is the idea that a platform becomes more valuable as more people use it. As more users joined 6 Degrees, the network grew exponentially. This made the platform more appealing, attracting even more users. This concept is crucial to the success of any social network. It's why platforms like Facebook and Instagram have billions of users. 6 Degrees may have been ahead of its time, but it proved that the network effect could create a powerful force for growth. Section 7. Conclusion. The enduring legacy of 6 Degrees. 6 Degrees was a fleeting moment in internet history. Launched in 1997, it was the first recognizable social media site, allowing users to create profiles, list their friends, and surf the friend lists. But its impact on how we connect and communicate is undeniable. It introduced the concept of social networking, a revolutionary idea at the time. It was a bold experiment that dared to imagine a world where people could build relationships online. This was a groundbreaking shift from traditional forms of communication. Though it ultimately failed, it paved the way for a social media revolution that continues to shape our world. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram owe a debt to 6 Degrees for laying the groundwork. The next time you scroll through your social media feed, take a moment to remember 6 Degrees. It was the pioneer that showed us the potential of online connections. It may be gone, but its legacy lives on in every friend request, every status update, every connection made in the vast digital landscape we now inhabit. The spirit of 6 Degrees endures, reminding us of the humble beginnings of our digital social lives.